What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Same Difference podcast.
Is this thing on?
Hello, friends. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good morning. Happy Sunday.
Good morning. How's your Sunday going so far?
My Sunday is going wonderfully, actually.
Okay.
I'm recording in my glam room office closet thing that is about 85% complete.
It's a
Um,
looking good, friend. I
I love
see
it.
everything behind you. It's a looking
I'm
good.
so excited.
Yes.
What I did was all of my clothes are in one room, one space. Very excited about that. Start doing some closet editing and kind of going through my clothes and seeing what needs to stay, what can go, stuff like that. Keeping my key pieces and then kind of building around my key pieces and then getting rid of some bullshit because I have a lot of shit.
So
So,
what do you do? So what's in your closet that's in your room?
coats.
Okay. You need a lot of those where you live, friend.
Oh, just because you're in 90-degree weather in at the end of November, please, okay? Leave us alone. Leave us
80, but
alone.
tomato.
Oh, okay.
Mhm, mhm.
But anyway, and then I took Luigi to the groomer, so when he comes back, he gonna be looking fresh and cute, and like
Oh,
my
what time
little
do you pick? What time do you have to pick him up?
not till like 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
so it's like blah, 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 excuse me, it takes 3 to 4 hours. So
I was gonna ask, does he behave?
he does. He does. He
Okay.
gets a good report card.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. One of
we
my
don't.
friends in Atlanta, his he takes his dog and they be texting him like, we're not gonna be able to do this.
Oh no,
And then
But
he gets the dog back at the house and he be like, you know, you make people think I ain't raised you right, like you ain't got no home training. Dog be looking crazy because he got like part of him groomed and part of him ungroomed.
wow.
So, um,
Luigi be violently shaken, like he in his
okay,
carrier, like and then the lady will
okay,
take him to the back room, and then when I pick him up, they be like, he did such a good job. He's such a good
okay.
dog.
I've
So,
seen on TikTok some people give their pet like a CBD something
hmm
to like relax them a little bit. So,
no, get your ass in that groomer and be good and do not no I give him baths myself, so he knows, when
okay,
he's at the groomer, he knows what's going on. I'm just not doing it. So
okay.
you don't have a choice, motherfucker. You be trying to be in the bed all snuggly and shit. You need to go get a haircut and a bath. Love my baby though. I love him. Yeah, so that's how my Sunday's going. What about you? How's your Sunday?
It's going good so far. I was on live earlier. We are doing the $23 sale at the finish look. Everything is $23 and under.
Ooh.
That's on TikTok, and then of course that's my business page, and on my personal page. I'm just trying to keep up. The girls is just eating up the content, and I can't even keep up with the comments anymore.
Wow.
Um, so that's super fun. What else I got to do today? I am gonna go to UPS. I kind of need to go to Publix, but I don't really want to go today on Sunday. It's right before Thanksgiving. I feel like it's gonna be too crowded.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna wait till like tomorrow, like super early, first thing when they open, and go get some stuff. So
And
that's
are
about it.
you going home for Thanksgiving or no?
I was, but I'm not anymore.
Okay.
I'm gonna go home for Christmas. I'm just like, bro. I told my mom, and she gets it, thankfully. I don't want to go home for Thanksgiving and Christmas. It is
Yeah.
just too much of a hassle. Like, unless you are a person who has lived away from home and knows what it takes. And I don't mean, oh, you live 30 minutes from your hometown. I'm talking about you. In order for you to go home, it's going to require you to get on a flight. You got to like
Mm-hmm.
book a ticket. You got to like be there on time. You got to like pack a bag. You got to plan for shit. Um, Not only doing that, but around the two busiest holidays of the year, it just is a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to do it for Thanksgiving and then turn around and do it again in less than 30 days for Christmas.
Right.
So going forward, I'm going to pick a holiday, and this holiday is going to be Christmas. Um, Next holiday is going to be Thanksgiving, and we'll just have to go back and forth
Mm-hmm.
in that way. Um, so yeah, I'll be home for Christmas, but Thanksgiving I'll be here in I'll be spending my Thanksgiving in Tampa. But I won't be spending my Christmas. Well, I'll be spending my Christmas at home, but I won't be spending my New Year in Tampa. She's not going to be here in Tampa anymore. She'll be in her new
Okay.
city. Mhm.
Okay. Uh, have you disclosed your new city?
It's not a secret. I'm moving to Orlando, y'all. I've talked about this a little bit on my TikTok, so might as well tell y'all too. Um, I'm gonna try to keep it as brief as I can without making it with still being able to make it make sense. So y'all know I'm from Richmond. I moved to Cleveland. I moved to Atlanta. I've moved to Tampa. Every single time that I moved, God gave me confirmation of my move through a man. Every
Mm.
single time. If that's the way God think he can get my attention, well, he's right. He knows his child well. I got confirmation that I was gonna move. Y'all know when I was in Atlanta, I told y'all I'm moving, but I don't know where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that I was supposed to be moving to Orlando, but I was very prideful in the fact that I have moved before for a man when I moved to Cleveland. Him and I have been dating for a year and a half, but I didn't want to move to Orlando because I was currently dating a guy there, and him and I hadn't been dating long, and so the optics was what
Mm-hmm.
stuck out in my mind, and I did not want anybody to think that I was moving for that man,
Mm-hmm.
which was the worst decision that I could have made because it wasn't about what anybody think; it was what God told me to do. Number one, and number two, now that I don't date that man anymore, I'm left in a city that I don't really care to be in. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with the city of Tampa. It is a beautiful place. Y'all know I have never said anything bad about it. I do got two stories to tell you about, but Tampa is a great place to be and a great place to live, but it's just not the place for me. There are
Mm-hmm.
no black men here. I really would like to get heavy and deep into my dating bag, but I cannot do that where there's in a place where there aren't any black men. That's the only type
Yeah.
of man I'm interested in dating.
Yeah.
So when I moved in October, in August, I was still coming on the podcast and telling Pasha and telling y'all that I knew that I wasn't going to renew my lease. Already saying that just a few short weeks, months in, knew I wasn't going to renew my lease. And then as time continued to go by, I was like, I don't even want to stay in this lease. So I have decided to break my lease. It does come with a penalty. My apartment is back on the market to be leased to someone else. The sooner someone else leases it, the less money I have to pay. My plan is to move to Orlando, but I do not plan to get my own apartment. I haven't even looked at apartments. What I plan to do is put my things in storage, and I am going to be a roommate. Not anything I thought that I would ever do. Still not 100% comfortable with it, but I want a break. I need a break. I need a breather. I want to be less fiscally responsible for things, namely rent. I want to be able to. I saw a video on TikTok of this girl saying that she gets up and she likes being able to have a slow morning. I also would like to have a slow morning where I'm not so hyper focused on getting in my office, getting this done, and doing this and doing that, and how much did I make today, and did I make enough? And I'm tired. Simply
Mm-hmm.
put, a girl's tired, and I want a break. I want a breather. The beginning of the year, I saw a lot of people, of course, on TikTok. I saw a lot of people that were moving out of their apartments, selling all their things, and moving somewhere else, whether it was international or whether it was to like Puerto Rico or some other island, and then just working from home.
Mm-hmm.
I'm essentially doing the same thing. I'm just not living out of the country. I'm just
Yeah.
living here, and I'm going to be a roommate. I plan to do it for maybe 3 to 6 months
Okay.
before I actually get my own place. I just want to break Pasha. I'm
Understood.
tired. I'm tired. I want a break.
Well,
So
I'm this sounds like a really exciting and different new adventure, and I'm excited to hear more.
yeah, it is different. I again, like my friend Key was saying, I can't even believe that you even considered what other people were going to think as far as not moving to Orlando. He said, because that ain't even something you do. And he's right.
Yeah,
I
I would.
usually am not concerned. And so I don't know why this time around. I think it was just because I have moved for a man before and it didn't work
Yeah,
out. And so I didn't want nobody to think that's what this was. Um, but
I
this time around, I'm not going to be worrying about what nobody else think. Oh, you 36 and you about to be a roommate? Am. Looking forward to it. Yes, very much so. I'm able to do this at this point in my life because I'm single with no kids. If
mm-hmm.
I wasn't single or if I had kids, this wouldn't even be possible. But I'm able
Right.
to give myself a break and relax a little bit. I'm
Mm-hmm.
tired. Shit.
I'm excited. A new adventure, and then you'll be in a city where I think you'll be a lot happier, and
Hmm.
you'd be surprised. You might not be a roommate for long.
I would love to be moving in with my husband, but we're gonna let the master do his thing.
Okay,
Um,
amen to that.
but I will definitely be in company of more black people and more black men.
Yes, yes.
Um, I had an experience in the last week in Tampa, too, that I did not like. And it actually is a little bit jarring
Uh
as a
oh.
black person. The first incident, I was in a CVS, and I thought it was a little bit weird that every time I was on an aisle, this employee was also on the aisle diagonally from me, watching me. I didn't
Mm,
think anything of it the first time. The second time it happened, I was like, okay, I know what's going on. And so I finished looking at what I'm doing in the store. I didn't end up purchasing anything, and I go to leave. As I'm leaving, the guy that was at the front counter, the cashier, gets on the walkie-talkie and says, "Yeah, she's walking out now." So that tells me y'all were watching me and y'all were talking about me. Sweetie, there's nothing in CVS that I can't pay for. Okay? Like, let's be for real.
wow.
If I was in, fucking Chanel or something, maybe. But CVS, like, let's be serious. The
Wow.
second thing that happened was, and it was well, let me tell you, the second thing that happened was I was out yesterday morning and I was driving my car, and where I was driving my car, somebody was kind of directing traffic. The person that I was in front of didn't seem like they were going to move. So I went to go around them. When I went to go around them, they started to pull up a little bit. Well, the person that was directing traffic literally yelled at me in such a way that I immediately rolled my window down and snapped at him. Cause who are you talking to?
Uh oh.
I mean, he yelled at me like he it was almost like he thought he was talking to a dog. Like the way he was talking to me through the car, I had to roll the window down and tell him, "Who are you talking to? Don't you ever speak to me like that." Like, I had to tell him that, "Don't ever speak
Wow.
to me." It was bad.
Wow.
When those two incidences happened, and then I also had went to, I wanted to hear some live music. I went to this place to hear the live music during the week, and it wasn't the live music like what it gave on the post that I saw it on Instagram. It didn't give that in person. In person, it very much gave kind of like hillbilly type of music, and so those were also
Mm,
the type of people that I was surrounded by. I was the only black person there, and it just was uncomfortable, particularly like the whole situation that happened at the CVS, and then with the man yelling at me. I had to check myself in the car because I'm like, "Joy, you don't know nobody out here. You don't know if you
mm-hmm.
in an area of town that we don't normally go to because we aren't welcome. You don't know what these people finna do. Like, you in this CVS and they talking about you on a walkie, but you again don't even know the area that you in. Like, back home, I know it's certain areas that I might go to and people may be a little bit racist. I don't know any
Mm-hmm.
of those areas. I'm literally clueless everywhere that I
Right.
go. And so
Right.
it's not that I think being in Orlando will make that happen less, but it might. And I think that I will be in company of more black people. So that automatically may make it happen a little bit less. Like, maybe
Right.
people will be a little less obvious with it. I am in a very red state.
Mm-hmm.
I do know that. I know that Trayvon Martin lost his life in this state. But when that whole situation with that man happened, yelling at me yesterday, I immediately, when I yelled back at him and then kind of replayed the scenario in my mind, I was like, "Girl, don't end up like Ahmaud Arbery out here, because people still think like that, and you don't
Yes,
know
they
where you
do.
are. You don't have nobody you can call."
Mm-mm.
So yeah, those were just two incidences that happened, and I'm not going to put it on the city of Tampa. I'm going to put it on the people. I still think Tampa's a great place to be, but
Yeah.
I am looking forward to being somewhere else where more people look like me.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm excited for your move, and I'm happy that you are making this change because you can't put a price on happiness. You move around and make a change if it's going to be better for you. And who cares what people think? Like, I wouldn't even think that people would put two and two together with you going to Orlando. Like, oh, she moving for that dude. What dude?
That's what I'm gonna say. What man?
What man? Like, so
Cause I'm single.
exactly. So I'm excited. I can't wait to hear more.
I know, friend. I'm excited too.
Yes.
So
Okay.
if y'all want to follow my TikTok, it was always joy. I will be packing up and I will be giving a little commentary as I move or go through this process if you want to watch in somewhat real time. So yeah.
Well, tune in, guys. Speaking of tuned in, boy, when you go on vacation and you kind of disconnect, you miss a lot.
Okay.
And so, but there were a couple of days on my vacation where I had Wi-Fi, and
Okay.
boy, did I catch up on some shit. So this conversation is going to be quite interesting because I there's a lot to discuss. So,
Mhm.
what I saw on my vacation was that Kiki Palmer filed a restraining order and
Mhm.
for like sole custody of her baby from her former partner Darius Jackson. And we've talked about them before because of her going to Usher, being serenaded by Usher, and him publicly being all like, "You're a mom." Da, 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 da.
Mhm.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Mhm.
That was definitely some smoke.
Mhm.
I think for me, initially when that scenario happened, I'm like, who is this nigga? And like, why do you think you have any right to, to speak like this? Number one, and to speak about Kiki Palmer like this, like, who do you think you are? Um, and then of course there was a lot of commentary, um, related to him being controlling and what that
Mhm.
behavior means. And, people kind of jumping off the deep end with that incident. And I don't even want to say jumping off the deep end because a lot of the stuff that people were saying came to light as a result of this restraining order filing. And he was controlling and had the nerve to be abusive.
Well, I
Wanted
want to know first of all, what does he do? What is his job?
uh, they, in some of the articles I've read, they call him a trainer, personal trainer.
I've never seen him work out.
Me neither.
He had a really good opportunity once he started to be linked to Kiki to kind of get his foot out there, really in whatever he wanted.
He could have started
Not that
modeling
anybody was
because
just going to give him the job, but it would have gave you a leg up.
you are fine enough to be seen and not heard. You better walk your ass on a runway and get you a little check and put that suit on. He could have been doing that. You a trainer, you got a
Mm-hmm.
nice body. You could have been,
Mm-hmm.
he could have been a model. Like
I didn't know that his brother was the guy that plays in
Dro.
Insecure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't realize because I really just started. I just looked at Insecure. I'm late to the train, but I didn't realize that's who his brother was.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, Kiki.
I'm very shocked that this nobody ass nigga with no job had the nerve to be putting his hands on her and
I
talking
ain't.
and being abusive and violent to her. Like, how the fuck did this nigga infiltrate your circle like this to like hurt you and do stuff like this to you? How?
I mean, well, all it takes is somebody you falling for the person, but I'm just wondering what did she even fall for? Because again, what is his job? What do
His
he do?
looks. That
How
nigga's
are you
fine.
Kiki keep a check Palmer and you
Mm-hmm.
messing with a nigga who don't do nothing? That's really what I want to know. I want to start right there. How are you
Hello.
attracted to this man who don't do nothing and you do literally everything?
Everything. Everything.
What happened was it was him getting with her. Like he probably liked the excitement and exuberance around being with the Kiki Palmer. But then
Mm-hmm.
after a while, that shit turned into jealousy
Mm-hmm. Yep.
because you see her move through Hollywood with ease.
Yep.
You didn't see her when she was coming up and working hard. She literally don't have to do all of the work that he would have to do if he wanted to get into Hollywood. And
Mm-hmm.
he sees her moving through life and work with ease. He see the respect that she get. They
Mm-hmm.
don't give him that same. Nobody's going to give him that same type of respect because he don't. Nobody knows who
Because
he
who
is.
are you? Right. Who are you?
Yeah.
Not only
So
that.
since he tried to control the only thing he felt like he could control,
Mm-hmm.
her.
Yep.
Mm.
But like to be disrespectful, to call her names, to put your hands on her, to be wrestling, like, where's my baby? Where's my baby? I was listening to that audio. I'm like, oh my god, his voice is so annoying and cringy. Like
I
ugh.
haven't heard any of that.
What makes me especially sad about the situation is that she has got one of the most sterling, pristine reputations in Hollywood. She's never in the headlines for anything other
Mm-mm.
than what she's booked, what job she's doing, what show she's going to be on. And now she's roped into these headlines because of this dude. Like,
Mm.
you got with him, you had a baby with him, and now you're in the headlines for mess. And this was never like this before. Like, I hate that for her. I really, really do.
Yeah.
Um, but I can't believe, keep your fucking hands to yourself. Cause who do you think you
Have
are?
you ever have you ever dealt with a guy like I don't know. I feel like looking back, you don't know. Like you can see all the smoke you want, but until somebody tells you they on fire, you can't believe it. So yeah, we saw the smoke.
Yeah, yeah.
You know him trying to say, "Oh, you a mom? Okay, so you want a traditional woman, but you had a baby out of wedlock? Like, shut up,
Hello,
move."
turn that up.
Um, like move. But now that she said, okay, this is who he was and this is who he was, what he was doing to me, she never defended him even after the Usher incident. She actually made it into even more of a joke. Remember when she was, Usher had the video
Yep,
and she was the main girl in the video and she was like, I mean, after all, I am a mother.
yep.
She really made light of it, but now that the real light is being shined on what was going on, it's like, damn girl, you was going through all of that. Have you ever messed with a guy and what was really going on behind closed doors would have shocked people to know that that's what you was dealing with?
Not in the way that Kiki is experienced, but yes, I have dated someone, and on the outside, it's cool, but behind
Mm,
closed doors, it's just like, I'm so tired of this motherfucker.
mm,
Like, I'm gonna be done with you. Um, but no, no one's ever like abused me or put their hands on me or anything like that.
mm,
I do feel like I've dealt with some jealousy in the past, though. Um, there has been some. There's been two birthdays, two different birthdays actually, where there was an incident, and only a jealous person would do some shit like that on your birthday. So
mm,
yeah, but that's it.
mm,
I've been blessed to not find myself in any sort of I've been in some questionable situations, but I've not been sexually assaulted, or like I've not been like domestically abused or anything in that way. But I've dated someone that tried to mess with my head a little bit, I guess.
mm.
And yeah, showed some jealous behavior.
Well, I have been in an abusive relationship before, and um after the fact, when I told like my mom what had happened, she told me that she kind of knew, but she couldn't say anything because it was one of them things that she had to pray about on the back end and just hope that I would come out on the front end the way that she had hoped, which I did.
Wow.
Two of my friends or a couple of my friends knew about it as it was going on. And I would say he was definitely jealous of me. He was jealous of the fact that I had parents who loved me and cared about me.
Mm,
He was jealous of the fact that, I wreck a car and my mom go buy me another one. He
mm-hmm.
was jealous of me being in a healthy, happy relationship with my family before and during, the point in time that I was with him. But it's a lot of things that went on. Even the things that my friends knew, is a lot of things that they didn't know that they would have
Mm-hmm.
been shocked to find out
Mm-hmm.
what's going on behind closed doors. You don't even get to the point that you're ready to talk about it and tell people about it, the real nitty gritty of it, until you done.
Yeah.
And that's why Kiki won't say nothing. She won't done with that man yet.
Yep.
All this been going on. She's showing us video from 2021. She been dealing with this.
Yeah.
She didn't start. She never talked about it because she wasn't ready to stop dealing with him yet. I'm
Yeah.
glad she's gotten to that place.
Well, and then I bet you she got pregnant. No, that was not planned. I'm sure that nigga might have
Mm,
made sure something was gonna
mm,
happen. But yeah, I mean, their baby's 8 months, and you're pregnant for 9 months. So this is 17 months that has already gone by. So,
I remember when she first talked about him publicly, it was right kind of
mm-hmm.
post pandemic, and it was his birthday, and she had written out this long caption
Very long. Yep.
on Instagram and basically just professing her love for him, and
Yep.
you know how they kind of met in the pandemic, and she don't really do stuff like this, but he has just been such a great
Yeah.
thing. So to see it kind of work out this way is really unfortunate, because
Yep.
I want to see all the black girls with a healthy, happy love, because that's what I want for myself.
Hello, say
And
it.
sometimes it's hard to see things for yourself when you don't see other people like you have it.
Yeah.
I wish the girls all the happy, healthy relationships and black love that they heart can't even stand.
Yes.
So
Yes. I
hopefully
love that.
Kiki takes her time to heal before um you know she gets involved with anybody else. I think right now she probably just focused on child.
Her baby and her work.
Mm-hmm.
What you so
Yeah.
did you
Because like if you said the baby's 8 months,
Yeah, he's about 8 or
I'm
9
sure she's
months. Yeah.
already thinking about first birthday party. So that's got to be
Yeah.
a bit, disappointing to have to be planning his first birthday and not knowing how it's going to work out with his daddy, or that he won't be there, so on and so forth. So
Well, I'm sure that relationship is over and for good.
yeah, I mean, hopefully, because he won't doing her right. And her mama say, "Listen, I don't even get on here and do this."
Told that man she'll put a bullet in
Oh.
his head.
Hmm.
I don't see a problem.
Who wouldn't?
I don't see a problem.
Who wouldn't do exactly what she said? You literally whooping her child ass. And then her grandbaby in the house too?
Yeah. It's over for
Mm.
you.
Mm.
Did you listen to her? Did you listen to the recording that her baby daddy thought he was, he thought he pulled out a big joker, dummy. Did you hear what she was saying to him?
I heard the part about the bullet, but I didn't really hear much else.
Oh, okay, yeah. She said a lot.
Oh,
But
did she?
yes, the black community has collectively decided to gloss over a few of those things.
Okay.
And at the end of this
You
all,
are so funny.
um, we have all decided that, she is doing what any black mama would do when they find something out like this. And that's the
Hmm.
black ass bottom line. We don't care about Usher and whoever else got mentioned in the
Hmm.
thing. We talking
Hmm.
about you putting your hands on her daughter.
Oh, now I did hear that comment about he don't
Mhm.
even he like me.
That ain't right. Like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Usher over there now. How I get in it?
Like, wow, okay.
Yeah, some secrets been coming out in Hollywood,
Oh,
baby. Listen.
oh, oh, secrets. Okay,
Hmm.
speaking of, um,
Sips tea. Damn, ain't none left.
ooh, Diddy and Cassie.
This tea is a little too hot for me. I gonna have to blow it and cool it off, because that came out of left field. I was like, wait, what?
would
And
have
honestly,
would have never guessed.
I'm saying I'm not saying wait what, because it was so unbelievable. I'm just shocked that she's doing this now for a couple reasons. They've been broke up for so long. She's now married with 2 kids. She seems like she's in a happy, healthy relationship. And so I was just thinking, did something just happen? What's going on that made her come out of left field with this $30 million lawsuit? And I'm not even gonna call them allegations, because I feel like that's unfair. And these secrets that she's trying to tell, because everything Cassandra say he did, oh, he absolutely, without a doubt in my mind, 100% did all that shit and some more.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why 24 hours went by and the man has already taken care of the lawsuit. But that's gonna be tricky. That's gonna be tricky. I think that this is just the beginning, because number one, as soon as the reports about the lawsuit that she filed came out, people flooded the internet with stories. Okay, people speaking out, Danity Kane, all of them saying, I mean, people just coming out of everywhere. Okay, because again, stories have been told but the truth ain't really come out for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what's going to be more telling is the fact that Cassie sued Diddy for $30 million. The man took care of the lawsuit within 24 hours, and I'm hearing she got a whole lot more than 30. I don't know. But if you are so afraid or so dead set on your secrets not coming to light that you would immediately take care of a lawsuit, what's going to stop everybody else from now also filing a lawsuit? I feel like the Me Too factor might be have to be factored in. Cause if it was me and I knew a story and I knew Cassie just walked away with at least 30, oh, I'm coming for 10. I don't need much. Just let me get a few. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
Mm-hmm.
like the Me Too's gonna eat his ass up. And then his lawyer gonna try to come out talking about, oh, just to be clear. First of all, Mr. Unprofessional, just to be clear. It was clear when the lawsuit was taken care of. You ain't gotta clear up nothing else. Don't nobody who's innocent of the things that Cassie said he did take care of a lawsuit that fast if they innocent.
Diddy is notorious for not paying people, and he paid that girl in 24 hours. Come on now.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Woo.
I also heard that the
Woo.
reason that he paid some of those former bad boy artists was because he knew that the lawsuit was coming, and so he was trying to make good with people who may have had a reason to speak ill of him.
Mm-hmm. Or saw something.
Mm-hmm.
NDA. Here's a non-disclosure agreement. Here's your
Mm-hmm.
masters. Here's this, that, and the third. Yeah, it's it's spooky for Diddy right now.
Mm-hmm.
She definitely took hush money. But some he did that shit because they've already been hashing this out. This has already been mediated privately. He's already been trying to like wrap this up and put this to bed. So, there's been a lot of stories and people questioning why she's doing this, why she say this. This is a money grab, yada yada yada. Yeah, she might have been looking for punitive damages, of course. But also the streets is about to find out about who you really are,
Mm-hmm.
and that's worth more than anything. Now we
Mm-hmm.
know. Now we know what it is. That man was pursuing her at 19. 19. He was 37. What do
And
you?
a lot of people were saying, like, I remember when she left him and she got with the trainer
Yep.
that she's now married to, and she got pregnant. And people was like, oh, well, why didn't Diddy do that? Because Diddy never intended for her to be somebody who was going to be his equal and his partner. He was controlling her.
Yep.
I hate to say it, but it gives very much Mr. Kelly, gives very much Mr. Cosby. Some of the
Mm,
things that she spoke about or
yeah.
said happened in the defamation or whatever, the lawsuit, making her sleep with prostitutes,
Yeah.
recording it, and giving her like that's got the two of them written all over it. But
Yeah.
he seems to be a little bit more sophisticated in the way that he moves.
Yes.
He got a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
He's been doing this a long time. He has an extended reach in the industry. And I think he's been able to get away with whatever he did to her or anybody else for that matter because of all those things. I don't know if maybe she decided to say something because the NDA had a time limit on it. I don't know. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe she found a loophole that, now that she's married to somebody else is null and void. Who knows? But the fact of the matter is, all of those things that she said about him that people know to be true, because that lawyer can say what he wants, none of it is
Mm-hmm.
true. It's all true and
Yeah.
some.
Yep.
And we know now that that is exactly who he is.
Mm-hmm.
I still think that they got to be worried about the Me Too's that's going to start popping up. And for the people
Mm.
who were saying that, oh, all she, if he really did all that stuff to you, all you want is the money. I think she deserves both. I think she deserves justice
Yeah.
and she deserves the money. And if she got to pick one, yeah, she picked the right one.
Yeah, this is a civil suit. No one has to
Yeah.
go to jail, but you're gonna give me some money. And
Yeah.
I personally feel like her career was stifled because of her relationship with him. He
Absolutely.
didn't push her music. He didn't allow her to work with other people. She couldn't like have new management. You are my girlfriend. That is
Mm-hmm.
it. You are my girlfriend. You can release a little song here and there, but you are my girlfriend. You are my arm candy. That's it.
There's a clip. Have you seen the clip when they were at some award show on the red carpet and they stopped to talk to Andre Leon Talley?
Yes, I saw that.
It was very telling how she reached out and like shook his hand, and Diddy was just like almost mad and uncomfortable, but the cameras was rolling, so it wasn't nothing he could do, and he just kind of put his arm around her and pulled her in, like, all right, bitch, act right. It was very, very almost eerie.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the stuff she said you did, and then I see this clip, you did all that shit. And it
Mm-hmm.
won't even just that clip, it's just people have whispered about him and how he moved for a long
A
time.
very long time.
Mhm.
A very
And
long
they know
time.
that if anybody's gonna say it, like people can say what they want about other people, and maybe they may have some credibility. But if Cassie is saying it, the girl that was with this man for so long,
10 years.
we don't have no reason to doubt her. Why would she lie now? She's married with 2 kids.
Mm-hmm. So this makes me think about Carisha
Mhm.
and
Me too.
what's going on there. Because at one point in time, I thought it was really fun and exciting, and it's the entertainment industry. Old men date younger women all the time, but reading that affidavit or that court document, whatever the filing, reading that, and then hearing some of the lingo he uses, and just the way.
Like what? I didn't read it.
So when he would make Cassie sleep with prostitutes and he would record, he would call it a freak off. And yeah,
He would call it the freak off?
yeah, like it's a freak off tonight. Find you some
Mm,
men, and we gonna freak them off, and I want to watch. Like
mm,
man, what a disgusting. Ugh. But anyway, that when I read that, I immediately thought of him and Carisha doing Fuck It Friday and drinking. Like, it's Fuck It Friday. We about to
mm,
take some shots. Da 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 da.
mm,
Would not be surprised if they've done drugs together and all kinds of different shit.
mhm,
But yeah, I immediately thought about him and her and how they kind of move as a unit these days, and then just kind of play, matching it up with what I was reading in the court filing, and
mhm.
it's just a yikes all
What else
around.
it
I
say,
don't
friend?
know.
Any I didn't read it. Anything else you can tell us about what it said?
Um, he beat her up so bad that she needed to recover in a hotel for like 5 days, so
Wow.
her face would go back to normal. He would when he would you know beat on her, he would beat on her a few times during the year. He would like fuck with her face and stuff.
Mm,
um
mm.
she it
And
was
somebody got the nerve to say she don't deserve to take the money. Shit, she deserved every cent.
Yeah, there I mean it turned my stomach reading some of the stuff. Like he made her wear white nail polish because I think he wanted to see how. Oh no. I thought my video messed up for a second there. He would make Cassie wear white nail polish because he wanted to see her hands wrapped around like big black dick and stuff. Like just real
Wow.
just nasty, just nasty.
Wow.
Um
Wow.
and then what else did I read? Oh, he raped her.
Mm,
She thought that they were like having like an amicable dinner, like we're like I'm done with you, and like he forced himself into her apartment, and then yeah, like raped her. So that's just
oh my gosh. Mm,
yeah. Yeah, like he did, and then he love bombed her because she was getting ready for a video shoot doing glam, and the glam team told her that he was interested in her, and she was grossed out by that because she felt like he was super old. So she didn't even want to date him to begin with.
mm,
But then he started, he positioned himself in her life to where after a while her whole entire life was controlled by him, where she lived, what she drove, where she went, how she looked.
mm.
And then arranging to spend time with him and only him, and just yeah, like it was
Wow.
yeah.
Man.
It was shocking to read because I was like, shit, Cassie got a maid in the shade. She beautiful. She get to go to all the parties, do all of the things, wear all of the clothes, has all of the connections and the friends. Her career's not really doing much, but she's, she arm candy, and that's okay. You can be a socialite. White women have been doing it for years. There's no reason why she shouldn't be able to. But then when she jumped ship and got with that dude. I didn't think anything of it necessarily. I was just like, oh, she got sick of Diddy shit. And, her husband is fine. He is
Mm-hmm.
that is a good looking man. And, you know, I don't think she wanted to, I don't know that she saw marriage with Diddy. At the time, I wasn't thinking she don't see marriage because he's a monster and he's been abusing her. I'm thinking, no, he's a playboy. He's going to be a bachelor for life. She's ready to settle down and have kids with somebody that,
Mm.
wants to be loyal to her too. So to read about all of this now, I don't, I'm,
That's crazy how like everybody was thinking, oh, she got it made. She this and she that. She can
yes,
go here. And the whole time that girl living in hell.
in hell.
Living
Like,
in hell. And I also wonder, like, I want you to send wherever you read that at, I want you
I'll
to send
send
it
it
because
to
I want
you.
to read all of it. But you know what else it made me think about is not so much his sons. Because I feel like they know more about their daddy and his dark side, but them girls. Them
Hmm.
twins and
Yep.
Chance.
Yep.
I'm just wondering, like, I don't know.
It's ugly.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's ugly. Um,
But as far as now when you talking about Carisha, I never like I mean, I guess I thought maybe it might have been a real thing, but once he got that other girl pregnant, I was like, "Oh, he not like this a joke. This just him just being him.
yeah,
Like he not for real.
right.
He not for real." And I think, he's already shown us his true colors when it comes to how he handles women that he
Hmm.
quote unquote so-called care about
Yep.
is when we look at Kim. Now that she is no longer with us, you sing her praises every chance you get. But
Hmm.
when you got the women that you're dealing with, you're dogging them.
Hmm.
You're literally dogging them.
Yep.
He's unserious.
He's unserious. I mean, I'm anxious to see what happens as a result of this. I am like,
I wonder if Carisha will distance herself.
shh, that money long. That money's so long,
Hell hot.
and and she strikes me as a, well, he don't do that shit to me type of girl. So
Mm.
I hate to say it.
I mean, his true colors will come out eventually. Maybe he haven't done that shit with you yet. But if that's who he is, it's gonna be who he always is who he's always gonna be.
Somebody did a compilation of photos on Twitter of Carisha wearing white nail polish every time she's with Diddy. Mm-hmm.
No.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
OMG.
Yep.
Mm,
So I think he had to wrap up that lawsuit and give Cassie her hush money and send her on her way fast because people was digging up old videos, old this, old that, old interview quotes, videos with
mhm,
Diddy, or not Diddy, excuse me, videos with Usher, videos with Justin Bieber, like just digging in the crates.
mhm.
And
I actually, you know what's so crazy is I actually saw a video on TikTok this before the lawsuit, probably a week before this came out within the last couple of days. And it was an old security guard or bodyguard of Diddy's, and
hmm.
he was being interviewed and he was talking about um an NDA and Cassie. And he was like, well, the interviewer asked him, well, wouldn't you also be under an NDA? Like, shouldn't you not be telling us or saying any of the things that you telling us? Because what he was telling the interviewer was some of the ways did he move, how he does philander with men, in the bedroom.
Oh wow.
And he was like, well, he was with, he had a girlfriend with Kat. And he was like, well, she under an NDA. She was under an NDA the whole time she was with me. So he was like, okay, but you was a bodyguard. You're not under an NDA? He was like, oh, I can't speak on that. So I don't know. Things were starting to pop up here and there before the lawsuit was announced. And like I said, I still think that there's going to be some Me Too's coming out to tell their story or get some money because they see how quickly he wrapped this shit up with her.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I read it, and she named dates, hotels, locations,
Wow.
events, people that were around. Yeah,
Wow.
like it was incredibly detailed on some September 19th, 2005. Like it's very, I mean,
Wow.
she documents from the moment they met to the day she signed her recording contract, the day they first went out on a romantic day, the first time they had a sexual encounter, what
Mm,
what he provided to her, the drugs that she was
mm.
taking. Uh,
What was she taking?
Oh, everything. Weed, ecstasy, cocaine, ketamine, GH, everything, everything.
Oh my gosh.
She would and she went to a rehab facility after she was done with him to like fully heal and really like get her life back in order. She went to rehab.
What?
And she said if it wasn't for her two daughters, she doesn't know that she would have been able to like, bounce back from that. Yeah. Went to rehab.
Wow.
Mhm.
Him and that lawyer saw some of that stuff. They probably ain't even have to read all of it. But just the way you saying that she detailed things with dates, times, places, people who was around. Oh, he knew. Wrap it up.
Well,
Cut the check.
he would they would record videos. He would record her doing things with these men.
Mm-hmm. I read
And
that.
sometimes she would have them on her phone and she would delete them, but then they would be together, and then he would pull up the movie and she's over here trying to figure out how he got access to a movie she deleted off of her phone.
Mm.
So I think once she figured out that he had access to all kinds of stuff in that way, she started keeping shit.
Mm.
I bet you she's got all kinds of videos, all kinds of
Mm.
everything. And he do too. And he didn't want to go through discovery, because when you go through discovery and it goes to trial, who's getting called up on the witness stand? Those male escorts and prostitutes.
Excuse me. And then the other thing is another reason why it's smart for her to take the money, which I don't like the people who are saying, "Oh, it wasn't about that." You don't get to say that. You don't know what that girl went through.
Right.
You don't get to dictate how she heals or handles the situation. But I know what people was gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she was grown.
Not
You met him when you was 19, but you was an adult. So all of the stuff you did willingly. Nah. Take that money and go, girl. Collect your bag and move
mm-hmm.
on. She did exactly what she was supposed to do.
So when
I'm wondering though, I don't know. I just wonder, is the situation over with him and Cassie? Like she did sue him. It was a civil suit.
mm-hmm.
He paid. Is that it?
I think
Because
so.
who's okay.
I think so. I don't think either party is going to speak ever again or speak a word about this ever again.
All of this stuff, like how were you able to read it though?
It's a court filing, so it's a legal document that you can pull up.
I just think that somebody, let's think about this. Somebody who don't like Diddy, who got it out for him, who maybe he double crossed, did dirty, didn't pay, get their hands on a document like that, know some of the players involved. Like there could be a whole coup to take this nigga down.
Could be. Could be.
I just don't think that's the end of it. Maybe it's the end of it with Cassie, but hmm, I don't know. But that whole situation was wild.
I always thought Diddy was different. Now I know
What you mean?
he's a creep.
What you mean with different?
Um, you I always thought that he had fluid sexuality is how I'm going to describe his
Mm-hmm.
sexuality. I don't think that he is completely heterosexual.
Mm-mm.
And I have felt that way for a long time. I always look at men who have a lot of children
Hmm.
who've never been married and can't seem to keep, stay committed in that type of a relationship, a monogamous heterosexual relationship that produces children. He's not maintained any of those relationships with any of the women that he was with.
Hmm.
And for me, that's very telling. You didn't want to marry any of these women. You didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
marry
Right.
any of these women. Kim Porter gave you the most children that you have, and you didn't want to marry her, and then you turn around and you cheat on her with J Lo, show up on the red carpet with J Lo. So, like,
Ooh, I forgot about her. Wonder what she thinking. Ooh, because they broke up and got back together,
did they?
didn't they?
I feel like J Lo got with him, and he caught that. They was in that club with that shooting, and he had her ass in jail for 24 hours and she booked.
I feel like they had got back together at some point. I could be wrong, but I feel like I remember that shit.
Yeah, no.
Who else has Diddy dated?
Lori Harvey was in and out.
Oh, she in and out with everybody because you see her and Damson is Dunzo. I mean, listen. Lori don't keep a man around for more than a
A
little bit of
year,
time.
1 year. We get a birthday and a Christmas and a Valentine's Day out of you, and a couple vacations, and you got to go. Oh, I love it. I love that for her.
Yeah, like and because she dated him and Justin at some point.
That's what the streets say. Yeah.
That's what the streets say. So I'm just like, that's why I say I feel like when this whole lawsuit came out with Cassie, hearing some of those things, I don't feel like it was probably a surprise to the boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just the girls are much younger, and you try to shield them from certainly
Yeah.
hearing or knowing stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah,
Hmm.
it was. I'm very interested to see how things play out.
Me
Um,
too.
I speaking of lawsuits and suing, did you see? It's going viral. Did you see Jada Pinkett? She was walking outside from an interview, and they were asking her what she felt about the allegations about Will Smith and Dwayne Martin, and she said, "We suing."
Mm-hmm. Do
Now,
you
what?
believe that?
I mean, that's been a rumor forever, for years. So I don't know.
Honestly, I feel like everybody in Hollywood is
Take us
just
out
doing
the group
everything.
chat.
I feel like everybody in Hollywood is doing stuff like that. Honestly, I just think it's part of that lifestyle, the Hollywood
Hmm.
lifestyle. They're all doing different
Weird
stuff.
shit.
Like once you
Well, no, it's not
amass a
weird shit.
certain amount of money, you
Shame.
literally can
Shame.
go wherever, do whatever, buy whatever. It's almost like what else?
I
Like
can
it's
have
almost like
whatever I want.
feeling like the sky is the limit, but you in the sky. What else can I do? What else can I touch? What else can I feel? How else can I get pleasure?
Yeah.
That's just me. I feel like everybody in Hollywood on that tip a little bit,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. It's a unique place, that's for sure. It is a unique
mhm.
place. I want to ask you something just because I want to see your reaction in real time. Have you listened to Megan the Stallion's new song?
I have.
Okay, and did you hear about her ex writing his little diss track in response?
I did.
Thoughts?
He's corny. The corniest,
Yes.
the corniest the Cobb has to offer is him. Yes, because why somebody speaking their truth make you feel like you had to do a diss record too? If you know you cheated on a girl, what? Why you got beef?
Right.
If you cheated on a girl, why are you upset? Like what? Now I did hear him say though, bitch, you went and got lipo, then you got in the gym. I mean, the girl's been doing it, but she did fool us.
I just felt, how did she get the name Megan the Stallion?
I think that one didn't her and her mama come up with that.
She's always been a big built bitch, a stallion. So yeah.
Yeah, she always been like big and tall. I
Yeah.
think the name is fitting. What you saying? What you mean? Where you going?
I don't understand. Like, what is she? What lipo is she getting? And where, like, she getting lipo and getting it put somewhere? Because I feel like she's always looked like this. She's just grown now
No,
and she's working out.
no, you can just get lipo and get it sucked off.
What is she getting sucked off though?
Meg was drinking a lot. Meg had got a little chunky. If you look back at some pictures, you can see it on her face. She had definitely gained some weight.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's hard to get rid of that little bit of excess weight. It's so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't think he's lying about it. I think he's just trying to hurt her with her truth. Now that he feels some type of way that she came out and told the public about what
Mm-hmm.
he
That you was
did.
getting your dick sucked by somebody else.
Yeah, I don't think he's lying about the lipo. I think it's just a low blow. You trying to
Mm-hmm.
get her with like you literally cheated on Megan Thee Stallion. You literally got your dick sucked. Why are you mad?
Right.
You know that happened. Why are you upset?
But you literally did a spoken word and read a poem about her and how you loved her and you wanted her back. So, like, Is it Uchi Wally or is it One Mic? Like which one?
Did you hear how he in the song he's like, had me beefing with niggas because of you, sweetie, sweetie,
You
sir. You was coming at Tori because you wanted to look like a big dog. Nobody made you do that.
because you ain't say nothing to the baby. You ain't say nothing to.
Listen, the baby from South Carolina. Please don't play with the country boys. You could have did that shit with Mr. Daystar. Okay. But Lil Baby was gonna punch you in your shit, and he didn't care about lawsuit. He didn't care about none of that. People know who to play with.
Mm-hmm.
People
Right.
know who to play with.
Right. So.
I mean, honestly, when I heard Meg's song, though, I try not to feel sorry for people who are in her type of position as far as wealth and all the things you have and can get. But it is a sad tale to tell about somebody, the girl who has it all, but she don't have her mama, she don't have her daddy,
Right.
she don't have her grandma, and the friends that she thought that she had,
Ain't real.
she lost Kelsey, she lost Tori,
Yeah.
she's lost the boyfriend she had while all of that saga was going on.
Yeah.
It's sad. That
Yeah.
is really sad. And then she talked about in the song how she didn't even want to live anymore. Like she don't feel like she have anybody and she's always alone and everybody always got their hand out. Like that's a sad place to
Mm-hmm.
be. It
Yeah.
really is.
Very Britney Spears. She's so lucky. She's a star, but she cry, cry, cry with
There
a
you go.
broken heart, thinking if there's nothing missing from my life, then why? Do you remember that song?
No.
Britney Spears was singing that shit, y'all.
Mm-mm. Clearly, you knew it. I ain't seen Miss Spears in her little bitty shorts on the timeline lately. Maybe because I unfollowed all the blogs. Sorry, y'all. We had a little technical difficulty, and now that we're back on, I was telling Pasha that I saw this cryptic message posted from Albie Shore, and I don't really even understand it. But Pasha was saying something about what were you saying about people were tying him to?
It's funny that you brought up Albie Shore and whatever the heck it is he's going off on Boosie about, but when that lawsuit came out, people were tying his recent illness because you remember Albie Shore
Oh
was sick
yeah.
for a little bit. Um, they were saying that Albie Shore was trying to speak out about Kim Porter's death and some of the stuff
Mm-hmm.
that was going on, um, behind the scenes, and then he all of a sudden fell ill.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Yeah, now I think he's just now starting to get better a little bit and being released from the hospital and all of that. And so when
yeah.
that happened, right after this whole lawsuit with Cassie and Diddy, he had posted something then, but again, that was also cryptic. I don't know
Mm.
that he's not speaking on Boosie. He was using it as an example. And what
Oh.
Boosie was saying in the video was he had to take anger management because he would get so angry and so upset when people would hurt him. But he said what he realized in anger management was that his expectations of people were too high. So he said now,
Mm.
instead of going into something with somebody and having these high expectations, he's like, I look at everybody now like you ain't shit. That way, when you don't be shit, I ain't that man no more because I
Mhm.
knew that's who you were. So I don't know if that is. I think what Albie Shore was saying because he was saying, I was hoping your grimy ways would dissipate with age. Like
Mm.
maybe he knew who Diddy was, and he just thought, oh, as he gets
Yeah.
older, he will outgrow some of his ways and some
Mhm.
of the things he does. But I guess that's not what happened. I also heard the same thing about him doing a tell-all. This was another video that I saw on Twitter that all the people who were trying to do tell-alls, and maybe the tell-all wasn't even about Diddy, but Diddy was in it, maybe a story included him, and
Yeah.
was going to show him in a light that he wouldn't want people to see him in. For example, I know one of them, I can't remember who it was, but it was talking about a sexual encounter with Diddy and another man. All of those
Mm.
people ended up suddenly passing away.
Mm.
I don't know nothing about that because I don't want to say that the man is a killer.
Right,
But
right.
what I do know is some of the stuff that people know about him could kill him if it
Mhm.
ever comes to the light. So
Mhm.
we gonna see what Al be sure tell us and what the rest of the streets be saying because now that it's kind of out there, I feel like now that Cassie has the stamp on this is the type of person he is, whether
Mhm.
that her stuff goes anywhere or not. She got her money, she can literally dip. But
Mhm.
like you said, it's a public document. And now that people see that, this is who he is, maybe they'll be more, unafraid to tell
Mhm.
a story that they got. I don't know. We gonna see, child.
Yeah.
We gonna see. I feel like we was talking about something else though before we had our little technical issue. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Oh, I was
I
singing
think.
Britney Spears.
Oh yeah. Oh, and I was saying I ain't seen Miss Spears on the timeline.
And
I
it
hope
was
she's well though.
me
Yeah,
too. Me too. Would you ever read her book? Would you read her little memoir?
maybe. Maybe an audio book if I was bored.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah,
I did hear that she put in the book that Justin made her have an abortion.
yes, girl.
Mhm.
Wild stuff. Wild stuff. Don't nobody care about his ass no more. He did not formally apologize to Janet Jackson like he should have. So, you know, nobody sees it for Justin Timberlake no more.
Yeah.
Ooh, I have something that I would like to ask you about. Another topic. We've talked about spinning the block before, and how for us most times it's a no. But Nelly and Ashanti, I 17-year-old me is living for the openness and the public displays of affection and them kind of like letting us see this love the second time around. I don't know. Well, you look like you don't care and that it's a joke. So I'm curious of your opinion.
I love black love.
Yeah.
And so I'm happy that they both seem to be happy. But I don't know, something about Nelly doesn't strike me as the lock it in and keep it forever type.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Not even with Ashanti?
Mm. I don't care. I don't think the person matters. The person is just a subset to the character of the person that they're
Oh,
with.
oh, you don't get husband that he would want to be someone's husband.
Mm-mm. I think he's. I don't know the man, but I just how he come across to me is he enjoys being a playboy. And being a playboy doesn't mean that you
Oh,
don't enjoy, a longer romance or relationship here and there. But
yeah.
overall, you don't really want to be tied down to one person forever. He don't give me that vibe.
Okay. I feel like this
Because
man,
if he was gonna give me that vibe, I would have thought he would have gave me that vibe from that last. What's the girl name he broke up with?
Miss Jackson.
Yeah, I thought it would have been them because they had been together for so long. But then she
Yeah.
started to detail all of the cheating that had been going on. So I don't know.
I didn't
Best of
realize
luck
he. I
to the
didn't
both of
realize
them. Just don't let that nigga get you pregnant, Ashanti. Make him
she's
marry you.
like 42. Like if she wanted to, I
And
mean, she can get her
what
baby.
what her being 42 got to do with it?
She can get her baby from the love of her life and move on.
Hmm. Okay.
Oh,
It's so interesting to see celebrity relationships and then a year later look back at those same celebrity relationships,
yeah,
how they are no longer.
yeah, yeah. Yes. Um,
Like out of all the people that we've talked about on the podcast, who's still in a relationship?
Beyonce
Because
and
I
Jay.
remember when we were talking about, I ain't talking about the married folks now. Beyonce and her husband, 20 years in the
That
game, they don't
lady is
count.
never leaving him.
I'm talking about the new romances and the rekindles and stuff that we've mentioned on the podcast.
Hmm.
How many of those are actually still together? The first one that comes to my mind, too, Lori and Damson
They're not together.
and TJ and Amy.
Yeah, they're
Now
still
they're
together.
together.
They're still together.
Um,
Rihanna and ASAP Rocky look ASAP Rocky look happily in love
they
still.
got two babies.
Oof, I want her to stand up, sis. Stand up.
um, yeah, Megan Party.
They not together no more. I don't know. Who else? Kiki and her baby daddy ain't together no more.
We've talked about them. Um, dang, I was about to mention somebody and it just left my brain.
Dang.
I don't know,
Well,
man.
speaking of dating, are you
No.
okay? Okay.
Because when you ask me anything and the word dating is involved, I immediately have to say no. But again, I am very much looking forward to being able to do some serious dating once I move and I am a roommate.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna have time.
A little bit
I'm
more
really honestly
freedom.
looking forward to getting deeper into my content influencer bag. That has really taken off for me since what, May of this year. And I, in a way I didn't expect it to. I didn't, let me do, it just happened.
Mhm.
And now that it's happened, I want the opportunity to really grab it with both hands
I
and
love
take
it.
it to, you know, higher heights.
Got it. Okay.
Um, I would very much like to live a life where I am a known. And the only reason I say known, because I don't aspire for anybody to know who I am. But I want to be known enough for somebody to give me a check. Okay?
I'm with you
Um,
there, sister. Yes, I am. I
yeah.
want to get paid for being me. Okay?
Exactly. That's exactly how I feel about it.
I
That's
want to get
exactly how I feel
paid
about it. I
for
literally made a video on Friday night. It was 60 freaking seconds. I in my bonnet. In my bonnet. Y'all know I'm a bonnet girl. Y'all be hollering about bonnets in the airport. I told y'all how I feel about it. And I don't just wear my bonnet in the airport. I wear my bonnet on the phone if I decide to record a video. 500,000 views and getting paid for it. I want to
Hey.
get paid to continue to be joy. Okay?
I like that.
Me too.
I like that a lot.
Now, what was the question you were actually going to ask me about dating?
Um, well, I was going to say, like, are you like still like are you open still to dating? Um,
Absolutely.
and if you had met anybody, but you shut that down
No,
quickly.
I haven't met anybody. And again, I am in a position where I'm focused on moving.
Yeah. So it's not on your radar
Also,
right
if I
now.
met anybody, it would be down here, and I'm moving from down
Yeah.
here. Also, I told you I ain't no black man here.
That's crazy. That's crazy for reasons, but I'll tell you why offline.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
and not the kind I want to date. Now the man the gas station up here by my house that I be going to, he shoot his shot every time. But the man that I want to date, they're not here.
mm, mm,
It's a bit too Tampa's a little bit too white for me. It's just not
yeah,
enough black people. I don't mind being around anybody, any race, sexual orientation, gender, religion, but for the life I want to live, I have to be around my people.
yep,
They
yep,
got to be in the mix. That's
yep.
the only way it makes sense.
Understood. I got you. I got
I
you.
did give Hinge a little whirl for 2 or 3 weeks back in October.
You are so funny.
Wait.
I did give Hinge a little whirl.
Friend, you know I'm a country girl now.
Oh my goodness.
I did get
Yes.
on there for like maybe 2 or 3 weeks. And I actually set my zip code to the zip code that I want to move to.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the men at.
Okay.
They there. They right there waiting on me.
She said,
But I
waiting on
haven't been on there. I probably got messages galore. I think I just kind of wanted to see, what the scene was like, what it was
yeah.
giving. And the caliber, the type of man.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't just black men. Don't just give me 10 black men and think I want to date all 10 of them. It's real specific. But they where I want to go. They where I need to be.
Okay.
So
I'm
yeah.
excited.
Mhm.
Let's get this show on
I'm
the fucking
excited too,
road.
friend, but I will be glad when all the change is done.
Yeah, you've been going
Because,
through a lot of change. Yeah.
it has been, and I really just want to settle somewhere and just, start to let things play out as they should and not be in this constant state of, all these moving pieces.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm really just looking forward to being settled and set up and just living a life like people say, okay, well, what is it that you want to do? Like, you don't want to pay rent, so I'm still gonna be working. I'm still
Right.
going to be working, but I'm going to be able to, what is essentially extra money, or I wouldn't even call it a part-time job because it's more than part-time money, but what essentially is extra money in content creation, I could actually live off if I lived a slower, softer, less fiscally responsible life.
Mhm.
All of the different avenues that I make money off of just being myself. And I feel like if I had the time to grow that and to grow relationships and get more collabs and more deals, I can make it a bigger thing. I can make it more money. But I'm so focused at this juncture of the finished look and pouring everything that I have into that, when I feel like I could do a better job of marrying the two if I could just take a break for a minute and slow down and slow down. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. I like that. I'm excited.
Mhm. My goal is to be, of course, now being a roommate, I still got to pay for that. But I'm planning to spend anywhere between $900 and $1,200 a month to live, and then everything else is just the money I make.
Very nice.
Hmm.
Okay. Look at
I
you.
have found a girl, but the only thing is, I just gotta, excuse me, I have to hope that when I decide to move, the space is still available.
Mhm.
She actually lives in an apartment community that is an apartment community that I would live in. Like, I would move there and get an apartment by myself.
Okay.
But she happens to live there in a 2 bedroom. And I can't remember what happened with the roommate situation. The roommate ended up moving in with her boyfriend or moved away for work or something like that. And so she's just wanting somebody else to be there, split the cost, and her setup situation was $900 a month, um, which is perfect. Again, in an apartment community that
Yeah.
I will already live in.
Hell yeah.
Did the tour, looked at it, loved it, but she wanted somebody. She really wanted somebody to be moving in. Was it November or December? I can't remember. And I won't be moving anywhere until like mid-November. Um, sorry, late November, mid-December.
Okay.
Um, I also have like a couple different apps. And people like, how you find these places? It's a couple apps that I've been using. It's a place online. I can't really vouch for any of them because I haven't actually done the move-in process. But I do have a couple of stipulations. I'm not just gonna be anybody's roommate.
Mhm.
I want to be a roommate to somebody who don't have no kids and no pets.
Okay.
I have to have, along with, of course, my own bedroom. I have to have my own bathroom. I would like for the person to be, because like on one of the sites, the person is able to kind of like detail their lifestyle. I would like somebody who works out of the home. I work in the home. So
Yeah.
like this girl, she's out of the house from between 8 to 6.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it.
Very cool. Look at you. You are so thorough. You like, okay, if I'm going to do the roommate lifestyle, this is what I'm going to need in order for this to work for me.
Mm-hmm.
I love this. And you're going to document this too on TikTok, right?
I will.
I love this. This is great. I mean, you know, this reminds me kind of like people like empty nesters who move out of the big house they raise their kids in and they downsize to like a smaller apartment
Mm-hmm.
situation. Like you're,
Mm-hmm.
obviously yours is including a roommate, but it's like, people, change and evolve, and the path that you're on, you had one set path and we're deviating a little bit, but I think you're going to be happier at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, are you still on the right path? Yes, I just took a different turn. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. So,
Well, um man, I completely lost the thought. It literally just evaporated from my brain.
was this about
It
TikTok and
was some
documenting?
No, it's right after that. Something else you said. I can't remember. But yeah. Hmm. So
So,
many people, I was talking about it in a live, and so many people was like, dang, I wish I could do that. I wish I could do that, yeah. Because I feel like everybody feel like that they need a break.
yeah,
I'm just able to take one because I can. So I'm going to.
I mean,
I may not ever be able to do this ever again in my life because my husband is coming in and we're gonna have our kids. So
yes,
I won't ever be able to do this. So now I'm gonna do it.
I love
Hmm.
that. And I'm
Hmm.
excited to like hear how this journey unfolds and where it leads you.
Hmm.
I am. All right. Well, I don't have much else, girl. I am home. I am going to be here for the time being. No upcoming vacations except to go home for Christmas, but that's
You're
going
not
home.
going home for Thanksgiving either?
No, I'm not. Mm-mm.
Okay.
So I'll be here in Chicago making it my bitch. Because Thanksgiving week is like party central, and Chicago, there's always something going on. So
You
I'll
got that lined up?
I have an event on Saturday. Wednesday, I don't know when. No, I don't have any plans. I just have plans Saturday.
Okay.
But also, I'm like doing stuff in my home, so I'm just happy to be like home. I'm not really
Yeah.
tripping on getting outside. I have some outfits I would like to wear, and if I'm called, if the streets call me, I'll tiptoe outside. But
Ah,
right now it's just we back at home. I've been on the go
okay.
this entire year. We at home. It's the end of the year. Fourth quarter's coming to a close. We chilling. We
Okay.
chilling.
Yeah, I'm gonna be probably packing. But I am looking forward to the next couple of holidays being in a new city where I want to be.
Yes. Okay. Okay, girl.
Hmm. Well, that's all I got, friend. If y'all are hearing this, happy Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is in a couple of days.
Yes,
Don't
it
eat too
is.
much. Uh, that's it. That's all I got.
All right. Well,
See
until
y'all
next
next
Saturday.
time. Mm-hmm. Bye.
Bye.